I'm back to Tell the Truth channel. Please like, share my content on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and what other content that y'all go on. I appreciate that very much. I am in Jesus and Jesus is in me. All right, this is the part two to the part one of this video. Okay, I want to straighten some things out with y'all because I just want y'all to know that some of the stuff I just said is part of me, and some of the stuff that I just said is not part of me. Now, when I was talking about the relationships of how men's act with women's and women's act with men's, that's not me. The part of me is when I said that I like hanging with dude friends and they have my back. That's a part of me right there. Now, I'm just telling y'all how people really is. How men's act with women's and women's act with men's. That's all I'm saying. Now look, I don't want y'all taking this stuff and throwing it all out of portion. Like, no, she lonely, she need a man in her life. No. I'm just talking to y'all about how people act out there in the world. Now, when it comes to the part about me talking about women's can kick it with men's, yes. Women's can kick it with men's. You don't have to be um a man do not the man do not have to be want to get in a woman draws to be her friend. It don't have to be like that. You can have dude friends. And that's just the way it is. You can have dude friends. Now, about the relationship thing, yes. That's how people act out there in the world with each other. That's how they act. That's how men's and women's act. Some people put up with crap, some people don't put up with crap. Some people like lusting, some people don't like lusting. That's just part of life. That's what y'all do out there in the world. That's what y'all do. So, like I said, get this straight. I'm talking about the part of me kicking with dudes that I like kicking with. Like I said, when I used to hang with women's, all they like to do was gossip. So I moved away from that and started hanging with dudes. Because a lot of dudes do not like gossiping. So that's why I like kicking with dudes. Because they don't like to gossip. They like to do more things like play basketball like I do. Because I played more sports back in my days. I played basketball. I played football. I played hockey. All of that. I did all of that back in my days. Yes. I took up wrestling. I know how to shoot pool. I know how to do all of that. Everything I know how to do because I learned from my dude partners and my brothers. I learned that from them. So I know how to do all of that. Softball, all of that. I know how to play all of that. Yes, I know how to play football. I sure do. I know how to play basketball. I sure do. I know how to play all of that. Hockey, all of that stuff. I know how to play all of them sports. Yes, I do. Volleyball, tennis, all of that. I know how to play all them sports. Because I've been raised around dudes to know how to do all of that. So yeah, I was a stud dude back in the day. I love hanging with dudes. I was a stud dude. I was a girl, how you call it? A girl stud dude. I like kicking it with dudes. I just didn't stand for no crap when I hung. That's why I hung with dudes. Because I don't I'm gonna put it like this. I don't like to throw down unless I have to throw down. Now, put it like this. If somebody front me, if somebody come up towards me and try to, you know, with the act with me, try to start something with me, then yes, I'm gonna throw it down. I'm gonna throw it down. But see, this is the point. This is me. I don't argue. I don't argue with nobody. That's one thing I don't do. I'm not gonna argue with you. Cause I ain't got time for the argue. If you're gonna throw it down, just throw it down and get it on over with. That's what I do. If you're gonna throw it down, let's just go through, get it on over with. That's what I do. I'm not gonna argue with you. I don't do that. I don't argue with nobody. I ain't gonna argue with you. So if you step up in my face, look for it, cause that's what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna argue with you, cause I don't do that. I don't argue with nobody. I don't argue with nobody. That's me. Now I don't go looking for trouble. But if trouble come my way, then I gotta handle it. That's me. When trouble come my way, I gotta handle it. Cause like I said, I don't bother nobody. And I don't want nobody to bother me. And so when somebody do bother me, look for what you're gonna get. A beat down. Cause that's what you're gonna get. A beat down. A beat down. Cause I don't play with nobody. If you step up in my face, you're gonna get a beat down. That's the way it is. I don't play. I don't bother nobody. I don't want nobody bother me. And that's what I learned. That's why I hang with dudes. That's why I took up a lot of offense things. Because if I have to handle it, I got to handle it. If I don't bother you, don't bother me. I'm a cool person. I'm cool with everybody. But if you want to come to me and step up in my face, that's what's going to happen. Because I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to talk with you. I'm not going to do that. That's not me. I don't do that. I'm not going to sit here and go back and bigger back and forwards with people. I never did that. I don't bigger back and forwards. That's what I don't do. I don't do that. So that's what y'all got to understand. Everybody ain't the type that wants to sit here and, somehow I'm going to beat you down. I'm going to do this. No. If you're going to beat me down, then come on and beat me down. So let's do this. Let's handle this the way it should be handled. That's the way it is. So that's why, like God say, leave it in God's hands. Because if you ain't messing with nobody and God give you the right to handle it, he going to let you handle it. That's the way it is. Especially if you ain't bothering with nobody and you ain't doing nothing to nobody. Don't nobody have no right to be walking up in people's face. Thank you, Daddy. Don't nobody have no right to be walking up in nobody's face trying to start something with somebody if nobody ain't starting them with you. That's just the way it is. Leave people alone. If nobody ain't bothering you, you ain't got no right to be bothering nobody else. And that's the way it should be. And now, with the man thing, if your man is out there straying, it's because your man don't want you. Because if your man wanted you, he wouldn't be out there straying. That's what y'all got to get in y'all head. The same thing with a woman. If the woman don't want the man and she out there straying, that means she don't want you because you're not the one for her or you're not the one for him. So you can't get pissed off at another woman because the man don't want you. What you need to do is handle it with the man. What the woman got to do with the man doing what he's doing. Can't nobody make nobody do nothing they don't want to do. They do it because they want to do it. But if you come and stepping up in another woman's face and she don't know why you stepping up in her face, look for a beat down because that's what you're going to get. Especially if she ain't doing nothing. If the man is coming up in her face, then you handle that with your man, not with the woman. That's what y'all need to get in y'all head. Handle it with your man, not with the woman. The woman ain't got nothing to do with that. That woman is not telling that man to come up in her face. That man coming up in her face because that's what he wants to do. So you handle that with your man, not with your woman, not with the woman. And the same thing with the man. If the woman is going all up in that man's face, then you handle that with your woman, not with that man. Because that man is not telling that woman to come up in his face. She's coming up in his face because that's what she want to do. So you go handle that with your woman, with your man. Just y'all hold on for a minute here. That's what y'all do. Handle it with the person that you're with. That's how you do that. So you can't be putting another woman or another man in between a relationship that y'all have. That don't have nothing to do with that woman or that man. That has something to do with both of y'all. And that's who you handle it with. Because when you go up and towards that man's face or that woman's face, you're going to get hurt. You're definitely going to get hurt because God going to give that person the strength to beat you down for coming up in that person's face, especially when that person don't even know what's going on. And even if the person do know what's going on, you still don't have the right to walk up in that woman's face or that man's face. You don't have the right to do that. Handle it with the person that you are with. That's who you handle it with that person, not with the other person. That's how you do that. Y'all cannot sit there and blame nobody else for y'all relationships. If y'all relationships blowing up, that's because that's what y'all is doing. Y'all must be tired of each other if y'all letting y'all relationships blow up. Y'all must be tired of each other. That means you want to go your way and she want to go her way. But you can't blame the other person because that person want to move away and that person want to move away. You can't blame that other person. It's not their fault. Thank you, Daddy. That is not their fault. And that's what y'all got to get in y'all head. Stop blaming the other people that don't have nothing to do with what y'all go through. Stop blaming other people for y'all situation because nobody else don't have nothing to do with that. That's y'all problem. Deal with it. Y'all way. Leave the other person out and y'all deal with it. That's how you do that. Thank y'all for listening to me. Jesus love you. Father love you. The Holy Ghost, the angels, the ancestors. And I love y'all. And I'll be back to talk to y'all again soon. Y'all have a good day and a blessed day.